Okay, now we're ready to move on to the heart of lesson 2. You can see before you the finished product. Yours won't do this little glow thing that I added, but we're going to make a compass logo for our fictional website, and we're going to draw the whole thing from scratch. And when we end up, it's going to look something very similar to this. So let's go ahead and get started on it. Open up Fireworks, and we'll start a new file from scratch. And we'll make the dimensions 400 pixels by 400 pixels, and our resolution 72 pixels per inch. Now, just a quick note on that. That's the general default resolution for web images. You can do images much finer detail than that, like say 300 pixels or even 600 pixels per inch, but that's more for printing. For web graphics, 72 pixels per inch is more than enough. It'll give you a nice look, and your file size won't be too large. The canvas color we'll use is white. We'll say OK. I'll maximize that. Now, to do some exact drawing, we're going to be using vectors now. Vectors are like simple shapes, circles, rectangles, working with text, working with lines. To draw nicely, we're going to use some grid lines. So we're going to go ahead and turn those on. I'm going to go to View, Grid, Show Grid. Now my grid shows up. Now I'm going to say View, Grid, Edit Grid. I'm going to change my pixels from 36 down to 24. And this is just coming from the book. And instead of using black, since I'm drawing in black, I'm going to change my color to a light blue. How about this one? And I'm going to turn the snap to grid on. Alright, there we go. Next I want to turn my rulers on. View Rulers. And I also want to have my guidelines on. So I'm going to have Show Guides, which mine were already selected. I'll click off of that. What we want to do is we're going to create a crosshair in the approximate center of our drawing by dragging out some guidelines, one from the top ruler. The way you do that is you put your mouse right up in the ruler area, click your button, hold it down, and then just drag out. And you can see, hopefully you can see this in the video, a green guideline sliding down. And you want to place that right about the center of your picture, right on over the top of an existing grid. It's kind of hard to see with that blue. And then you grab another one and place that right about the center. And we're just going to use that as a reference point for ourselves as we draw this shape. Okay, the next step is we're going to go ahead and draw the basic circle of our shape. And if you come over here to the vector, the rectangle tool is up, but notice there's a drop down arrow. Click that arrow and select the ellipse tool or the circle tool. And when you're drawing a circle, or you're drawing any shape, it's always best to select your properties before you start to draw. So I want this circle to have a black edge, so that's the pencil, that's the edge of the shape you're going to draw. So I'm going to click on this right now. It's invisible. That's what that white with the red line means. Through it, that's transparent. I'm going to make it black, and I'm going to make my fill color be invisible or transparent. So I flipped it. Now I'm going to get my cursor right in the center of the crosshairs, and holding down the Alt or the Alt key will cause the circle to grow from the inside or from the center outwards. And I'm also going to hold down my Shift key. That's going to constrain the circle so it's always a perfect circle. And you'll see the circle now growing out. I'm going to make it 3 boxes, a radius of 3. There we go. So starting from the center, there's 1, 2, 3. Go back and click on my arrow and click away from the circle. And that's the first step. And let's go ahead and pause here.